Hello there, it's Vicki, and for this Halloween I'm going to be telling you a few ghostly tales and sharing some strange happenings that have gone on at the Higgins Museum and Art Gallery. Are you sitting comfortably? The Higgins is on the site of the long-lost Bedford Castle, with just the motte or mound and some stone foundations remaining. Its downfall came over 800 years ago in 1224, when the Baron Fawkes de Brute owned the castle. He had become extremely powerful and unpopular by taking too much land and money from the local people. This angered the young King Henry III, who came to Bedford with his soldiers to challenge Fawkes. A fierce battle, called a siege, went on for 55 days, with the king's men finally breaking through to the castle keep. Fawkes's men were captured, and even though they pleaded for mercy, the king had them killed as a sign to others not to disobey him. It's said that even today, on a quiet night, when the moon is full, you can stand on top of the castle mound and hear the cries of the captured soldiers. You may already know that the Old Higgins House is part of the museum. It was built in 1846 in the time of Queen Victoria. It has a history of paranormal activity, so strange things happening that are very difficult to explain. In 1999, Phantom, that's the Society for Paranormal Investigation, declared the house a Grade 2 haunted building. In 1982, a psychic investigator was invited to investigate reports of strange vibrations and happenings. Before her visit, she suspended a pendulum over a map of the site, and it drew a circle representing the old castle mound with 8 lines radiating out. These are known as lines of energy, or ley lines, she explained, suggesting that there may have been a break in a protective circle caused by past archaeological digs, and so leading to the unusual happenings in the area. Sometime later, Anglia TV held an all-night vigil there. Nothing was happening until someone foolishly commented on this, at which point the light suddenly went out. So the main switch had to be found in the dark and turned back on. Just a failure caused by a sudden power surge, you might think. But with the return of the lights, all the staff walkie-talkie batteries went dead. A strange coincidence, perhaps? One of the guest bedrooms in the house was said to be haunted by a woman who ran around in a frenzy of grief. Another investigator was hurled back by an invisible force when he approached the window. In 1998, a mother and her son, who were part of a school trip, saw a female ghost-like figure. Neither mentioned it at the time to each other, but later gave matching descriptions of what they saw separately. They had seen a young woman with white lace trim on a blue dress, and they both felt that her name was Catherine. A year later, a psychic investigator felt that the mirror on the dressing table projected such an evil feeling that she could not bear to look into it. The room has since been exorcised with a special cleansing spell by a local medium, and since then nothing else has happened. The main stairs in the house are said to be haunted. Strange lights have been seen and photographed running up and down the banisters and hovering over the heads of staff members who were dressed in Victorian costume for an event. A young visitor reported feeling strange tingling sensations in his hands when he touched the banisters. A paranormal investigator felt a very strong male presence on the stairs, a dark-suited gentleman, very upright and distinguished, holding a cane. It was a restful rather than an unsettling feeling, as though he was in the very walls of the building he had lived in, loved and still wanted to protect. The old owner, Cecil Higgins, perhaps. In 1994, in an old office downstairs, a portrait of Cecil suddenly fell from the wall, even though the string was unbroken and the nail holding it to the wall was still in place. And a few months later, a pane of glass broke for no obvious reason. When it was being fixed, the workman noticed that the break formed a shape like the letter C. C for Cecil. He has not been seen for a while, but even last year a member of staff felt a presence in the area while she was preparing for a school visit. The sound of heeled ladies' boots was heard hurrying through the Wixomtree Art Gallery, which is joined on to the Higgins House. She rushed to the door to help, expecting a colleague with an armful of objects for the school session, only to find that no one was there. No other member of staff was upstairs or downstairs in the building. For some reason, people seem to be fascinated by the idea of haunted toilets, and we have had them at the Higgins. Some years ago, another parent who had come with a visiting school group was using the toilets when she felt an incredible evil energy coming from the toilet wall. She felt as though her skull was opening and a great pressure was bearing down on her head. A visiting paranormal investigator, not told of this experience, used the same toilet and reported a feeling of great weight coming from the wall and an uneasy feeling of a sinister presence. A member of staff looked into the mirror while washing her hands to see the heavy, sliding door to the disabled toilet close, and yet she knew that there was no one there. Then, late one afternoon, another member of staff found toilet paper all over the toilet and the floor. Not unusual after a badly behaved school group, you might think, had visited. But when she reported this, she was told that it had been a very quiet day, few visitors, and certainly no school groups. So who or what had run amok in the toilets remains a mystery. And finally, a warning from Nana. On the 30th of September 1999, a woman living in a flat in Ram Yard overlooking the Higgins woke up one night to find her grandmother sitting at the foot of her bed. Though her grandmother had been dead for a few years. She then noticed an orange glow at the window, which she discovered was a car on fire, blocking her exit and filling the building with thick smoke. Although the fire brigade soon arrived and quickly had the blaze under control, the woman was convinced that the strange visitation from her dead grandmother had saved her. So it's good to know that not all ghosts have evil intentions. Well, that's it for my ghostly Higgins tales. I hope you enjoyed them. Please come and visit us at the Higgins soon. And when you do, make sure you listen out for those strange sounds and sights, won't you? Bye-bye.